Michelle's Glam Home. Well, today I'm excited to share a home decor tag. I was tagged by my beautiful friends Taya from the DIVASPOT 101, as well as my dear friend Zane from At Home with Zane. And this tag has been created by my wonderful friend Kimberley over at Diva Designing on a Dime. Now what it is I'm going to read out a series of questions and I have to answer them relating to home decor. So let's get started. Question 1, guys, is what are your top 3 favourite decor stores? Well, can you guess? Okay, number 1, without a doubt, TK Maxx Australia. Number 2, Kmart Australia. And number 3, this one I've only just discovered. It's been around for a long time, but I walked into the store after my sister-in-law told me about it, and from then on I was smitten. And that store is Early Settler Furniture. So that would be my top 3. Question number 2. What is your favourite piece of home decor that you have ever bought? This one's a little tricky. I'm incredibly blessed, guys, to have some beautiful pieces in my home. There is a few that really stand out for me, but I'd probably say my favourite piece of all is actually my Hollywood mirror, which is behind me. I purchased that off eBay about 2 years ago, and when we've only been in this house 2 years, so when we moved here, it was my little splurge to myself, because at 46 years old, I've always wanted my very own Hollywood mirror, and at that particular time we were in a position to purchase one. So very excited that I have my own Hollywood mirror 46 years later. Okay, so now we're going on to question number 3. Do you currently own a piece of home decor that you no longer like and you may get rid of? Okay, the thing that I really want to get rid of in my house, it's not really home decor, but it is part of the home I get, is our pool table. Now, for everyone out there that may have a pool table and they enjoy it, that's wonderful. But when we purchased this house, we purchased the pool table off the previous owners. And at the time, I've got 2 teenage children and they bring all their friends over and all that sort of thing. But we thought it was going to be a good investment. But honestly, guys, we just don't use it. And we have a very open floor plan in this home. So like the living room is attached to where the pool table is. And it's quite a big area where the pool table is. And being a little home decorator that I am, I want that pool table gone, because I've got visions, I've got ideas for that beautiful space. But unfortunately, my husband and my son, even though it don't get used, they don't want to get rid of it. But if I had my choice in the matter, that pool table would be gone. So that is the answer to that question. Number 4, what is the most expensive piece of home decor that you've ever purchased? Okay, it probably would be my bed behind me. Again, this was a new purchase 2 years ago when we first moved in. Beds can be very expensive. This one was sort of mid-range. We paid $9.99 for it. It was the most, I'm a savvy shopper, so even when I was decorating this home and buying new pieces, I'm always on the lookout for bargains, like anyone would be. But yes, I always wanted that Glam tufted headboard bed, and when I walked into the store and seen this one, that would be my most expensive piece. Question number 5. What is the best bargain that you've ever got on a piece of home decor? Now, like I said before, I am a very savvy shopper, so I'm always on the lookout for specials and trying to get things when they're on sale, on clearance. This particular item that I did get for very reasonably priced ended up being in my favour. I ordered a beautiful, beautiful tufted pink chair from Early Settler Furniture, and it was $299, so it was quite expensive for a chair. But trust me, for chairs here in Australia, that's about the going rate, if not higher. So I ordered it, and unfortunately they were sold out in the pink, so they had to order it for me from another store, and it took a couple of weeks. So they rang me up, said my chair's in, awesome, I'll come pick it up. Anyway, when I picked it up, it had been damaged in transit. And when I say it got damaged, not so much structural, but a lot of stains, a lot of marks on this beautiful pink tufted chair. So the fella said to me, unfortunately, it's now sold out. We can no longer get this chair, so I can't replace it for you. So he offered me the chair for $99, and with the remaining money, I could go and get it professionally steam cleaned. So I took the risk. I paid the $99. I brought it home. Shell put her thinking cap on, started Googling ideas, looked at YouTube videos, all that type of stuff. And I actually cleaned it myself and got all the marks out for $20. So I got my $300 Early Settler chair for about $120. So that would definitely be one of the bargains that I was very, very happy with. And, question number 6. Over the years, how has your style in your home decor changed, or has it stayed the same? Absolutely changed. And I'm going to tell you why. From the time, I've been married 20 years this year, guys, and from the time I got married and we had our very first home, I loved country decorating. It took over me. I was loving it. And way back then, it was all about, you know, timber furniture, love hearts, teddy bears, Raggedy Anns, wallpaper borders. So I started off there. Then we moved to the country. We lived on a farm for the next, I'd say, 6 or 7 years. Again, burgundy. Burgundy was my colour. You know, the half burgundy wall and the cream wall on top with the beautiful wallpaper border, which was normally birdhouses or Raggedy Ann. And I had that throughout my home. Then I had timber pelmets with love hearts, and they were stained. I had teddy bears. I had ladders hanging from the kitchen with dried lavender hanging off. It was very, very country. Then I sort of evolved and I come across shabby chic. And shabby chic come along around about the time that country was sort of on its way out. So I then repainted my whole house on my farm, and I went for chocolate walls with white skirting, and virtually my whole house was that. And I then painted all my furniture shabby white. So it was white, everything was just distressed. There was clocks, there was, that's when I got into actually started to make my very first YouTube videos, where I'd be taking old furniture and I'd giving it a makeover and giving it that really farmhouse look about it. I'd be in thrift stores all the time, and I'd find old windows and I'd be hanging wreaths off the windows. So, and the house that I lived in on the farm was 40 squares. Like, it was a big home, so it was filled with shabby chic glory. So then we made the decision to sell the farm, and we moved to this home here. Now, this home here was a complete change to anything that I would normally be drawn to. I would always go for that home that had that farmhouse look, that had fretwork, that had, fretwork in the screen door at the front door, that barn-like look. I always went for that, and this house here was the complete opposite. So I seen it as a new beginning, a new way of life, a new way of a challenge. How can Shell put her touch on this? And this is how Shell's Glam Home come about. It all started with this bedroom. The previous owners had put in this existing black and white silver wallpaper behind me, and that was the feature wall in this home. So I come into an empty room with that feature wall. So I knew it had to be glam. I knew that that wallpaper was the starting point of where the direction of my decorating was going. And at first I was a little bit daunted. I was a little bit taken back. Remember, I was the farmhouse girl. I was like, oh my God, am I going to miss that? Am I going to miss my farmhouse decor? Because basically when we sold the farm, I sold it all. Majority of it, very few items come with me, put it that way. So yeah, guys, basically without rambling on, I discovered the world of glam. I still have some farmhouse in me, most definitely. I still have that rustic side to me, which I now combined with rustic glam. So, and I also have a little bit of beachy in me as well. So I've got that a lot throughout my home. So in answer to the question, without a doubt, I've definitely changed the way I decorate. Question 7. What is the one decor trend that you wish you could banish? Guys, this one was a real tricky one. When I read this when I was printing it out, I was like, there really isn't any decor that I don't like, if I can answer that. You know, I think everyone's got their own personal taste. I think that everyone has their own, where they've started from. So they'll take a particular style. For example, you might be contemporary, you might be modern, you might be country, you might be farmhouse, or you might be glam, and it all centers from that, and then you sort of branch off from that, and you can sort of combine different styles. Like I like rustic, so it's very farmhouse-ish as well, but then you can take rustic and combine it with glam, and then you've got the rustic glam look. So to be honest, I don't really have one that I dislike. Question 8. If you could decorate a friend or family member's home, who would that be? Now, guys, I believe that all my friends and family have beautiful homes and they have their own style of decorating. And I think that's what's really important in people's homes, is what makes them feel your home should be your safe haven. Your home should be that place that you want to come home and you feel that you're surrounded by beautiful things that make you happy and make you feel content. So I think that the most important thing is that everyone has their own style. In answer to the question, it's very hard to choose because I do need to respect that everyone has their own style. But my mum, she lives in quite a large home, and it's decorated beautifully. But because it's so large, I feel like it's not quite homely yet. Just by adding just certain little things like pictures on the walls and, you know, rugs down the hallway, that type of thing, that could really sort of make the home more homely purely because it's quite large. So that would probably be the answer to that question. Question 9. Have you ever donated a home decor piece to Goodwill and realised you should have kept it? It actually just happened to me recently. I was cleaning out my linen cupboard. This is the problem that I sort of find in this house. You know, obviously I have a lot of pillows. I like to collect a lot of, you know, throws and blankets and so forth. I decided to clean out my linen cupboard quite a few months ago, and I put 2 big bags up for donation. Now I had this one particular single bed Nicole Miller, pink and gold. It was like a doona, and even though it doesn't fit my actual queen size bed, I always used to like to use it, you know, to put it at the end of the bed and so forth. Anyway, cleaning out one day, I was just like, you know, I've got to get rid of most of this stuff. It's just got to go. So I donated it, and then that was it. Anyway, a couple of days went past, and I went shopping in a thrift store and happened to walk past, and there was my Nicole Miller doona. And I was like, oh my God, there's that doona. Like, did I really, I shouldn't have got rid of that. Like I paid a lot of money for that, and I didn't I didn't really put it to good use, just purely because it was single bed. So I looked at it and they were selling it for $4, guys, and I definitely paid more than that. So I ummed and ahed, I walked back and forth up and down the aisle, and I was like, you know what, I donated it for a reason, and I feel good about it, that it's going to go to someone more worthy and more, someone who needs it. So I come home, and deep down, you know, I was disappointed. I thought, oh, maybe I should have just paid the $4 and got it back. But you know what, at the end of the day, I've got more than I need in my life. So at the end of the day, it went where it was meant to be. Question 11. If you were granted a shopping wish of going to one of your favourite stores and could pick any item absolutely free, what would you pick? Okay, you know my answer would normally be TK Maxx. But lately TK Maxx doesn't really have a lot of big furniture for sale. They have a lot of smaller items, a lot of throws, decorative pieces. I'm on the hunt at the moment for two things, guys, that purely just because I can't afford them is the only reason that I don't have them in my home. But there's a store here in Australia called Furniture One, and it's actually where I got my bed from. And I'm after a rustic mirrored type dresser that I want to put underneath my television in my other living room. Now, those types of dresses here in Australia range anywhere between $900 to $2,000. So I'd probably say I'd go into Furniture One and pick out a dresser. If that wasn't the case, our biggest hardware here in Australia is called Bunnings, and they sell electric flame effect fireplace mantles, and I do have one in my other living room, but I also thought of the idea of putting another one in the other living room underneath the television as well. So I'd probably, that would be it'd be out of those two. And then my final question, guys, is do you like or love to find your home decor pieces by thrifting, garage sales or yard sales? Yes, yes and yes. Now, when I lived on the farm, my pastime was garage sales. My pastime was thrift stores. Constantly taking things home, revamping them, you know, giving them a new lease of life. Since I've moved to this home, still love going to the secondhand shops. You'd be amazed at what you find there. But probably not as often as what I did when I lived on the farm. So guys, that is the end of my home decor tag. I hope you've enjoyed listening to my answers. If you'd like to play along to this wonderful tag hosted by my sweet friend Kimberly at Diva Designing on a Dime, I will leave down below the 12 questions, and I want you to all have a go at this incredible tag. So guys, play along. I think Kimberly has a playlist of everyone that's playing along. You might want to check out that playlist as well of everyone who has participated, because there's so many wonderful answers. So that's it, my friends. I really hope you've enjoyed this video. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I'm aiming for the 20,000 subscribers, guys. So I'd really appreciate a little help from my friends of just tapping that little subscribe button and giving it a thumbs up. So until next time, I will be back with more videos, more DIY projects, got lots coming at you, more inspirational ideas and room tours for you here at Shell's Glam Home. So until next time, my friends, have a wonderful day. Bye.